Street Fighter is a 25-year-old franchise filled with history. As Street Fighter 2 went on to become one of the most popular games of all time, the franchise has had many highs and many lows. One of these lows for many players is Street Fighter V, which faced tons of backlash during its release, criticizing its gameplay and lack of content. While the franchise has been able to recover its good faith due to constant updates for Street Fighter V, as well as how good Street Fighter 6 is shaping up to be, there is one aspect that in my opinion has been overlooked by the community but not by the development team, and that is the soundtrack. Street Fighter has a ton of iconic tracks for the general public. Street Fighter 2's themes composed by Yoko Shimomura are still in the memory of many, but for those that make part of the fighting game community, themes outside the second entry like Sakura's theme from Street Fighter EX3 or Third Strike's Jazz in New York City are just as iconic. I am not fully sure if I think Street Fighter V has the best soundtrack in the series, but I believe that it is one worth listening, especially for how it celebrates the franchise in general, either using a arranged version of the tracks like the ones we can listen to in the arcade modes, or with the many Easter eggs hidden within the character themes with nods to previous tracks or franchises related to Street Fighter. As I looked through it and wasn't able to find a video on the topic, I decided to compile some fragments that I think need more appreciation. Bear in mind that I will avoid the direct arrangements. Ryu's theme in 2, Alpha 2, 4 and 5 are the same theme after all. However, the song that plays during Ken and Ryu's final battle of the cinematic story mode isn't just a remix of his original Street Fighter 2 theme, but it also brings in Kobu, Ryu's song from Third Strike. Have a listen. This is an example of the most common type of reference that the game features. A similar case is present in Karin's theme, which is an original composition for SF5, but once it gets near the end of the track, it includes a callback to her original song from Alpha 3. Bertie's song shares similarities to Ryu's story mode track, as it is a combination of both his Alpha 2 and Alpha 3 themes. However, not every reference is done the same way. Take Nash's theme for example. At first glance, it is almost the same track as his original Alpha 2 theme, but his SF5 song begins with a melody that is only present during his arcade mode ending in Alpha 2. It's a really short segment, but one that carries a lot of meaning taking into account that Nash comes back from the dead in this game. The Final Fight franchise and Street Fighter are one and the same at this point in time, and characters like Poison and Cody are fan favorites. As Poison used to be a villain, they decided to include a segment to her theme that pays homage to Final Fight's continuous screen that appeared when you lose. Cody's theme song has an obvious reference that I still wanna mention, as it leads to another piece of trivia. We all know that the phrase comes from the SF4 soundtrack, but besides that similarity, Cody's theme from 4 and 5 reference Final Fight's title screen, each one using a different segment. Final Fight's opening screen song lasts less than a minute, and it must have taken some real efforts from the composers and music producers to highlight it in such different tones, as Cody from 4 and 5 are almost different people.
One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the beat back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the beat back. 1,
We have already seen tracks composed of 2 previous themes in the series, such as Birdies, but there is one that belongs to a non-playable story mode character, and it involves 3 different themes. The song that plays during the Capri's fight evokes her own theme from SF4, as well as Cam's theme songs from Alpha 3 and Super Street Fighter 2. From here on out, the rest of the Easter eggs are nods to games outside of Street Fighter. Every time Seku's theme is about to look back to the beginning, an iconic fanfare from the original Strider plays. The last Easter egg takes place on the rival Riverside stage, which includes an arrangement of the Yamato River stage from Project Justice, but once a player is in the risk of losing the round, the song changes, and it becomes Atsui Kodo, rival school's opening theme. And those were all the music secrets that I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for getting to this part of the video. I will appreciate if you write a comment about which Easter egg you already knew, or if there is one I missed, or one you just learned about while watching the video. Needless to say, subscribing to the channel will help to make this video more accessible to others. Hopefully more people can become invested on Street Fighter and its music. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope I see you on the next video.